Hello, and welcome to ICT Revision Note. Today we're going to be looking at 0417/21 paper 2, and we're going to look at document production. Um, so we'll go straight to tax 1. So tax 1 said we need to open the file. That's the evidence file in RTF format, and make sure we have our name, center number, and candidate number on every page of the document. It didn't state whether it should be in the header or the footer, so we'll put it in the header, and then we need to save this in our work area, and we call it evidence, and then followed by candidate number, right, as this. All right, so we're going to open that file, so which is evidence, and then I'll go to insert and go to header footer and choose the blank 3 columns and put in the header my name, Matthias, and always put in your full name. The index number is 0012 and my center number is GH073. So I'll do it that way. All right. And so I'm going to save this as evidence followed by my candidate number. So I'm going to go to File, Save As on my desktop. And then I go to 2025 because that's where I want to save it. So I'm going to call it Working Area 2025. And so that needs to be saved as evidence followed by my candidate number, which is 0012. And I'm going to change the Save As type to Word document and click on Save. Right. So tax 1 completed. We go to tax 2. So tax 2, you're going to edit a document about exams and say that the school uses a corporate house style for all its documents. Paragraph style must be created and applied as instructed. So we're going to use again this file, which is J2521 exams info.rtf, and we're going to apply the steps getting it done. So we're going to first of all locate our paper, so which is this, double click to open it. All right, so this is what we have. All right, so the first task is that the page setup is A4 landscape orientation with 2.5 centimeter, but do not make any changes to this. So we are not going to change this here because here under layout, you're going to see the orientation. So from here, we can see it's already on landscape. The paper size is A4 and the margins from the custom is all 2.5, and we are asked not to change that. So move on to the next one. 3 paragraph styles have already been created. Do not make any changes to this. So again, we've been informed that we have 3 paragraph styles. So the paragraph styles are here. So we click on the drop down to see the paragraph style, which is 1, 2, 3. And the question again says that we shouldn't make any changes to this. We are asked to save this as exam guide. So save the document in your work area with the file name exam guide. So we're going to save this file. So go to File, Save As again in our work area. So which is 2025. So there's going to be just save as exam guide because that is what it said we should do. So exam guide. So again, I'm going to save this as a Word document and click on save and okay, right? So the next task is make sure it is saved in the format of the software you're using. So which is what we just did. The format is a Word document. So I save it as a Word document. Place in your evidence document a screenshot to show this file has been saved. Make sure there is evidence of the file type. Okay, so for this here, we have to go to the folder. So we go to our working area here. So I'm going to go to my working area. - 2025, and this is my working area. The question mentioned that the file type needs to be displayed. So I'll just double click to make sure the file type is showing, which is exam guide. So I'll do Windows Shift S, and using the snipping tool, that's a shortcut, I take a screenshot of this. That is what is required. And I'm going to paste this in the evidence document here. That's the first task. So we are done with that, and that gives us 1 mark. We go to question 2. So place in the exam guide document a center line header with automated page number, a right aligned footer on a single line with the text, produce, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So first of all, we're going to do a center line header with the automated page number. Okay. And then a right aligned footer with the description below. Okay. So we go first of all to this here and insert, and we go to our header. We always choose the 3 blank, and the question said we should put a center line header with automated page number. So what it simply means is that in the center here, we're going to put automated page number. So we go to page number, come to current position, and then we can choose any format we want. I'll choose the second one, which is page 1. Since the question didn't mention any other alignment, I'm going to delete these 2 in the header, and then I'll go to the footer and also choose 3 blank. All right, and in the footer, a right align footer on a single page with a text produce space, and then followed by your name, center number, and candidate's number. So I'm going to do right align. So this is my right. So produce by, and then I put my name, again, your full name, and then followed by my index number and candidate number, as I've done here. All right. And again, these placeholders are not needed, so I'll delete them. And that is it. So we are done with the first point. Now the next one says I make sure all the alignment matches the page margins. No other text placeholders are included in the header or footer area. Headers and footers are displayed on all pages. So basically, it's saying that in the header and footer, I shouldn't have any placeholder. So as we can see, there's no extra placeholder. And we see that the page numbers appear on every other page, and then my name right align at the footer. So that is done. So we go to question 3. So we are supposed to select the subheading, general, and the following text up to including the paragraph ending the evidence provided. So we are interested in this keyword and we want to end here, right? So we're going to select that, and then we are going to apply a page layout so that this displays in two columns with 2 centimeter spacing between them. So first of all, we need to look for general. So you do Control F and type the word general, and when we type it, we see it pop up here. So we notice that it starts from here, which is the first page, and the first thing say that it ends with um, provided, so the evidence provided. So we begin to type the evidence. So right there. So we are interested in all this, please, all the way to general, which is here. I'm going to go to layout columns, more columns, and then we apply the number of column here is 2, and the spacing between them, which is here. So spacing here should also be 2. All right, so number of column is 2, the spacing is 2, and we click on OK. All right, so that has also been done. Then we go to question number 4. So apply a bulleted list to the test from mobile phone all the way to enable devices. So again, we have to look for mobile phones. So again, we make use of the search bar, mobile, and so that is it. So and mobile phone all the way to electronic devices, and we want to apply a bullet and want to be specific. So format the bullet so that the bullets are indented 2.5 centimeters from the left margin. The list is single line spacing with no spacing before or after. There's a 6 points after. So they didn't mention any particular bullet point, either square or anything. So we're going to go to home, and we choose this bullet point. So we're going to apply a bullet to it. So there's a bullet, and we come to paragraph and change the indentation here to 2.5, and the line spacing should be 0 before and after, single line spacing, and click on OK. So that is 2.5, and so the bulleted point has been done. And then here it says that there is a 6 point space after the last item in the list. Very important here. A lot of times students get this wrong. So you put the cursor at the last part here, come to paragraph, and do 6 point after this way, and click on OK. Or you put the cursor right here and go to paragraph and 6 points before. Okay. So both will give you the same item. So there's a single line space just after the bullet point. We go to point number 5. So locate the table in the document, delete the entire row and content for the subject business unit 1. So we're going to first of all identify the table. So I'm going to close this for now. And so this is a table. And how do I know this is a table? Anytime you see this box with a plus sign in there, that is a clear sign that you have a table right there. Okay, so this is the table. What I'm going to do is going to apply the borders, all borders. So I come to the paragraph section, the last item here, which is borders. I select all borders, and we are asked to delete business unit 1. So we select that, and delete row. So that has been done. Now sort all the data in the table from math paper 1 to paper 3 in ascending order. So we're going to go to here and we'll select the entire table without this here. And then we go to layout, that is the table layout, or in the home button, we click on this here, right? And so here that's a non-header, but in this table we have a header. And so the header is the subject, dates, exam day session, duration. So, but we want to sort by exam date. So when you go through here, you select the exam date, and we are sorting by the date, and it's in ascending order. So we click on OK. And so that is it for sorting in ascending order. So that part of the question is solved. 1 mark. Point 7 says that apply to the table a 0.5 green line to all cells and 3 to 4 point external green line borders, so that these are displayed when the table is printed. Okay, so before we do that, another way to do the same thing, which is a sort, is to again highlight the entire table and then come to layout. You see close to table design is layout, so you click come on that's a table layout and click on this sort. So it brings us back to the same place. Again, you select header row to include the subject as a header row. So here date again is selected and that, and you click on OK. So that's another way to do the same thing. Okay, next we are asked to apply internal grade lines, which is in this case 0.5 grade lines for all cells, and then 3 to 4 points for the external one. So what we're going to do here again has to do with the tables. So we'll go to table design and come to borders right here. And the borders, we have border and shadings. So you click on that. And so that brings us to custom. All right, so we're going to use a custom option. And we're going to go in for cells. So apply to cells here. So we're going to choose 0.5. So we selected cells and we applied it to that. And then so after we do that, we come in here to the next one, which is the table itself. That's the border. And we're going to choose the thickness this time around to 3 because we don't have we don't have 4, so we choose 3 point. And again, we're going to apply for the borders. So this is the top, and here we have the bottom and the side. That's it. So once we do that, we can equally just click on the edge here instead of selecting this one. So in here we have the external table to have the 3 point as we're looking for, and then the internal one will be 1 point. That, so we click on OK. So that gives the table the external grade line to be 3, and then the internal one to be 0.5. So that is done. Question 8 says that format the first row of the table so that it becomes single line. So we're going to go to the table. The first line here should be single line. So we select that, come to the table layout, and then we merge cells. All right. So let's see what else we need to do. So it becomes a single cell. The text in the cell is centered vertically and horizontally. So we're going to go back again here. So this is it. So center horizontally and vertically is this one here, as we can see right there. So we click on that. And then finally, it has a light gray 20 to 40 background, so gray. So we're going to do a fill. So we go to the table design and we have the shading. So we have a green line. And if I pull the cursor on it, it gives me the darkness. So here is 2.5, 25%. So this is 30%, and that is 50%. So I'll go in for 35% and click on OK. So that part has been done. The next one, question 9, say apply the EX table style to row 212. So we're going to select this and go to home and then come to this drop down. That's the table style. And so our interest is in row 2 all the way down, and we apply the table style to it. So that's it. And the next one, that is 10, say that format the table so that all the text in each row display on one line. So we want to get the table in one line. So the first thing we're going to do is to hold the table this way and come to layout. All right. And then under layout, we come to auto fit. We go to window. All right. So once we just did window, we notice that everything lies on a single line. So that is done for the first point. The table borders and all data fit within the column width, which is what we just did. And then there is a 6-point space after the table. So this here is similar to the bullet points question. So here you're going to put a cursor right in front of all students and go to paragraph and then say 6 point before and click on OK. All right, so that has been done. Now question 11 says we should create and store the following style basing it on the default normal paragraph style. So we're going to do a subhead and then go through this here. So we go to the style right here, and then we're going to click on new style. Just one we're going to create, and the new style should be called here. So EX subhead. So that is EX subhead. The next item is that we have the font style to be sans serif. So sans serif sans serif is Arial. So we're going to do Arial with no style. So sans serif simply means without style or without any stylish ending. The font size is 18. So back again, font size 18. So alignment is center right here. And then we do enhancement, bold and underline. So we can bold and underline here. And then finally, we have single line spacing. Before and after is 0. So under line spacing, we go to format and we go to paragraph. So this is line spacing is single. Before and after should be 0. And that is it, 0 each. And you click on OK. All right, so next, before we move to the next point, we are asked to take a screenshot to show that we have defined the setting of EX subheading. So we're going to take a screenshot of this, and this is very useful. So that is it for the evidence. So that goes for evidence 2. So that's question 11. Okay, and step 11. So that's our evidence right there. We go to the next point. So make sure there is evidence that you have basis on default normal paragraph style. So what we did show clearly that we did the default, all right, paragraph style. So that's it. And then we move on to question 12. Identify the four subheading in the paragraph and apply the subheading style to it. So we're almost done with the word. So here we have, this is the first subhead. We can just go ahead and click on subhead. All right, so this here shouldn't, all right, so here we have the first style, which is, okay, so that took the form of the subhead. So we click on body to clear that. So click on general subhead. The next one here is exam room. We click on subhead. The next subheading is here. And so if identify, so there's another one, subhead. There's supposed to be 6 of them. We've identified 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go back to the question and see. So identify 4. So there are supposed to be 4. Okay, so we have identified all the 4 subheadings, and we have applied the EX subhead style to it. Question 13. Say that in the last paragraph, locate the text results. The text result nomination form. So we're going to look for this text. So here, so again, we do the search. So that is Control F, or just come to find here and then type in result that. So that is that. And want to find out what to do. So format this text so that when click, it opens the document with a file name, this result RTF. Okay, so it's going to open a new file. So we're going to highlight on this here and apply a hyperlink to it. So we click on that here. And so we go to insert, and under insert, we look for hyperlink. So this is link, right? And we looking for this to be applied to results RTF. So we're going to go to where we have that particular question. So we'll browse with this here. It's in here. So that is results. And so we take the screenshots right there, right there, and paste it in our evidence. That's evidence 13. Finally, on question 14, we are asked to spell check and proofread the document, and then make sure the list and table are not split over columns or pages. There are no widows, orphans, and there are no blank pages. And the original styles are maintained, spacing is consistent between all items. And then we're going to um, save the document using the same file name and format we use in step 1. So we're going to check here. All right. So we will check for spelling mistakes. So to do that, we go to review. Right. So under review, we have spelling and grammar. So you right click on that. And so here this shows that there should be a dash after that. So we click on that to correct it. And it's asking us if there's a mistake in my name. There should be a space right after that. And it's asking that if that is an issue with my name. So ignore once. And so we are done with the spelling check. Next, we look for widow and orphans. Looking through here, this is a sentence that is not completed. It ends over there. So we're going to put our cursor here and hit the enter key. And so we've cleared the widow and orphan. Looking through, we don't have any nothing. Tables are not splitted. And so we are fine with that question. And we move on to see if there are no blank pages. So if we go through, we have only page 2. There's no extra page that is blank. So we are done with that. And then the original style are maintained. And finally, is a spacing is consistent between all items. So to check for consistency, we click on the hide and show and check if there's consistency everywhere. So if we look through, we notice that we don't have this indented P-like shape double in any space. So that is fine. So we'll click on it again. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this question paper. We'll continue with database in the next tutorial. Bye bye.